Hi guys, Neil Waterhouse. This week's video is about how to sell on eBay for beginners in 2021 and what they don't tell you. I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years and I'm also the author of bestseller $1 Million eBay Business from Home. The reason for this week's video is I get so many questions from beginners asking how they should start. Should they sell used items, new items? Should they drop ship? Should they do retail arbitrage? Or should they source products locally from places like thrift stores, Facebook marketplaces, Gumtree, garage sales? Or should they import using sites like AliExpress, Alibaba, etc.? So this week's video is all about narrowing it down for you so you can get clarity and start your online journey at exactly the right point and not waste time like so many people do learning the wrong strategy. But before I get started, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications to my channel because I post videos just like this every week showing how anyone can make a full-time living from their home using eBay and Amazon, using less than $100. And you don't want to miss the videos. So let's launch straight into it. Now, everyone's different with different goals. Some people want to build a hobby-sized business which makes less than the award wage. Other people want to replace their full-time income with an online home-based business. There's no right or wrong. Everybody's different with different goals. As you'll see, everything I do and everything I teach is all step by step. And every link I share with you in this video is for free with no affiliate kickbacks. I've been selling on eBay for over 20 years and teaching people how to sell on eBay for over 15 years. What I want them to know is proud of is my students have sold over $1 billion. I'll share links where you can watch recorded case studies from my students who have built 6- and 7-digit businesses from scratch. As you probably know, there are many different strategies for selling and making money on eBay. Step one is to figure out exactly which strategy suits you best. As the host and founder of the 4 largest eBay and Amazon meetup groups in Australia, I get to see inside not just our own businesses, but also inside many of the other members' businesses. So I get to see which latest strategies are working best. For any eBay newbies watching this video, let's keep it really simple. Now, eBay is simply a marketplace where you can sell items. And you make money, of course, by selling items for more than you paid for them, including eBay fees and PayPal fees. eBay allows you to sell used items and new items. It's purely up to you whether you wish to sell new items or used items, or both. Personally though, I prefer to sell new items for many reasons, as I'll show you in this video, but it's purely up to you. Now, selling online for me, it's always been about lifestyle first. That is, build an eBay business that makes money by itself, 24/7, 365, without you. I learned a long time ago, you should put an exit strategy in. So always pretend you're going to sell the business. And if you build a business how you're going to sell it, you've got to make it run completely without you. And that just, makes your business that runs completely without you, which means you're going to have a life. Now, let me show you why we prefer to sell new items. When I started off selling on eBay over 20 years ago, the first item I ever sold was a used rusty Sidchrome socket set. From there I moved on to sourcing used items from garage sales, thrift shops, car boot sales, etc. But the big problem with that was, it is nearly impossible to automate. You're the one driving around on your weekends and at night picking up inventory. And if you've got a family like I did, this can be very challenging. The whole idea of an online business for me is lifestyle. It's all about building a fully automated business so you've got time during the week and the weekends and night to do those things that we want to do. Now, with used items, you're continuously out and about driving to garage sales, thrift shops, people's houses if you bought stuff say on Facebook marketplaces or Gumtree. And then you've also got to come home and photograph and write ad copy for every single used item. Whereas with new items, you can sell the same item over and over again. Now, if you enjoy continually sourcing used items, awesome. But personally, I prefer automation, where the business runs 99% of the time by itself without you. And that's done using automation software and low-cost overseas virtual assistants, which you can get from $1 per hour. And I'll put a link on the screen to a previous week's video that shows where you can get overseas virtual assistants from $1 per hour if you want more information about that. Now, other popular places to source used items is Facebook marketplaces, and if you live in Australia, Gumtree. And of course, the other big problem these days with driving around to different people's houses and thrift stores, of course, is COVID-19 or lockdowns. If you do wish to sell used items though, I have a complete free in-depth course from previous week's video, and I'll put a link on the screen at the end of this video. The ability to automate is why I love new items. Now, if you want to sell new items, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, how much money, if any, are you willing to spend on inventory? This is what used to stop a lot of people in their tracks. But the good news today is you can build a 7-digit business using less than $100, as I'll show you. You simply couldn't do that just 5 years ago. We simply just didn't have the technology. Now, back when I started importing over 30 years ago, I had to find all sorts of creative ways to pay for containers of goods. You know, on average, a container back in those days was 50 grand up for a whole 20-foot container. Of course, it depends on what you get. If you've got something big like canoes, it doesn't cost much to fill a 20-foot container. But if you've got something smaller, it goes up and up. But anyway, let's get back on track. You know, you can literally build a 7-digit business today using less than $100, and of course, I'll show you. So the next step, if you just want to build a hobby-sized business which makes less than the award wage using used items, I'll also put a link on the screen below to a free, complete, step-by-step course. If you want to import new items, again, I'll put a link on the screen and below to another completely free, step-by-step course teaching how to import from scratch and how to sell on eBay. If you want to build a 7-digit, fully automated business selling new items from scratch using less than $100, which is totally COVID compatible, meaning you don't need to drive to other people's houses or shops, again, the next step is, I'll put a link on the screen and below to another free step-by-step course. That's all for this week. Please leave me a comment below, and while you're there, make sure you hit the subscribe button to the No Fluff channel that teaches how anyone can make a full-time living from their home using eBay and Amazon using less than $100. Until next week, stay safe, list more, sell more. This is Waterhouse.